as a captain. I've been in other PDs as well, so I have a whole bunch of experience. One of the cities I haven't been there for a while. Hold on, I have been a lieutenant also, but retired then. At colonel, then retired. I've been in PD back and forth. To be honest with you, over here is all brand new to me. So
So this is the lowest population server here, you. But what brings you to this server?
yes, so the reason I'm over here is I want something smaller, smaller server, less people. So hopefully, like a server where I could RP better with everyone and try to grow.
Yeah, that's a great answer. There's a lot more opportunity here for advancement as well as roleplay. While you do that, can you also tell me what you think that you could provide for our faction by joining us? Like what benefits you bring to the table?
Yes, so I'm very, very, very good with the rules, PD rules, game rules, violations. So I could implement a lot of those and make sure, keep others and myself accountable on things that I see. For example, if somebody, I know, obviously know a lot of PD rules and stuff, so I watch and if I see something, I will say something type of mentality. So I feel like a lot of that, I could bring a lot of knowledge here to this PD.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Oh, sorry, 1 second, toddler.
That's correct. You said RP11? Yep, so that is, so that would be like fighting, right? Because we have like a new system with fighting
I
or
see.
any like crimes in like a green zone. So that could be like shooting somebody or VDMing somebody in a green zone. Any of those not following green zone orders. So yep. So RP13 is non-faction NRP. So that's like, as an for example, as PD, we have to act like PD officers. So just going out shooting people in the HP or you know just not acting as your role that's against, that would be RP13. Yep, so that's sexual harassment, discrimination, so on. So a lot of like harassment, in that category, being racist, slurs. Yep, so that's any like, hacks, cheats, anything like that. So like shooting in the walls, going in between the inside the walls, anything that could be, you know, considered a glitch. Yep. So, for example, if you're in the middle of a shootout and you leave, that's one of them. If we are in an RP scene and it's obvious an RP scene and you leave it, that's not RP no more at that point. You're just leaving RP, which isn't, you know, that's abuse. So, for example, for that is if a player leaves during an arrest, that could be considered an abuse one. Yes.
Real quick, I
I
want to say
appreciate
something. So abuse one is not it's not an RP rule. It doesn't particularly mean anything about leaving a roleplay scene. The abuse one happens when you use the game mechanic in order
Right,
to
you're
benefit
right.
yourself. So like if you log out during an arrest so that you can't get arrested, that's using the game mechanic to benefit yourself. Or like when the suspect is shooting through walls to get you, that's using the game mechanic to benefit yourself.
Right.
All right, copy. I just wanted to make that little because you were talking about leaving an RP scene. I just wanted to make the little clarification. That's all. Yeah, for sure.
But technically, if you want me to pick an RP rule, that would be RP3 though. Technically, if you leave during an RP scene, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be a little. It could be back and forth on that.
Well, yeah, I can ask him a couple. Mr. Gordon, what would you say makes a great police officer?
Yep. So someone with integrity, right? Honesty, morals, like help being able to help people, not just make arrests because you're required to. You know, talking to people, de-escalating situations. You know, that's what makes a good police officer. Just understanding, not just going to doing something because you have the power to do so.
Yeah, that sounds great to me, dude. All right, listen. So this next question, it's really important to me because of last night. Someone answered this question a certain way and then they acted the complete opposite. So I want you to really answer honestly, okay?
Yep.
How would you handle authority from a superior that you do not agree with?
So yeah, I have obviously with all my experience, I have dealt with that. Um, if I feel like it goes above and beyond, I do follow that chain of command. I'm really good at that. So I would find another. First, I would find another major general, send them whatever body cam I have of them because I always have my recordings on, and I would send that to them. And if they don't do anything, I would go up to the LT general or above. But yeah, I would
So,
follow.
so you're
Oh,
saying
go ahead.
if you were given a command that you didn't agree with, and you would not follow the command, you would submit the body cam to their higher ups.
Oh, okay. If I don't, if it's let me reword it. If it's something that is good, like that, like for example, if they tell me to do an MP or like anything like that, yes, I'll do it because they're my higher up. But if they tell me to do something that is going to get me in trouble or somebody else in trouble, that's when I would report it.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I like that. That's a good answer. But they need to put the question this way. Hold on. Okay, so Mr. Gordon, I'm gonna give you a little scenario. You ready?
Yep.
You are now a vested officer. You're very familiar with the rules of PD. You know what to do. You know the priority of responding to things. You're just chilling, and someone calls a 1032 at the hospital. There's already an officer down. They're alone. They really need your backup. You know that you are capable of doing it, and you begin to go out to do it. And then I, your lieutenant general, stop you. I tell you, hey, I need you to train this new recruit over here on their taser training. You tell me that you're responding to the 1032, and I say no. I need you to do this taser training right now. How are you responding?
All right. So you might not like this answer, but if we are
Don't
following
fall for it,
RP,
Nitro.
let me ask what this 1032 is. Just requesting backup.
Yeah, just asking for backup.
Okay, so I would first, because that training could wait.
Nitro doesn't even have a gun. So
I would
just
let
come
them
back
know,
inside,
saying,
bro. He
"Hey,
ain't
there was a 1032.
can't arrest
Let
him.
me go
Can't do
to this 1032, and then I'll come right back to train this individual." Because that 1032 could be a shots fired call or anything, something serious, and that could need more immediate attention than just a training.
But
In that
I,
moment.
as your superior, I'm saying no. Do not respond to that. Do this training for this new recruit.
Right, and that's where I see. Right, and that's the way I respect the superiors, but I like what I said, where I would let them know, like, hey, I'll do it. I just got to get to this 1032 first.
Okay, you can take it. Yeah, because the big thing
Yep.
is if you do not listen to a superior, you're gonna get a PD6 reprimand.
Okay,
Okay.
I was just thinking of it as like, you know, you know, how can I think about it? Like, what goes first? Like, what's the higher priority? So,
Yeah,
yeah,
so I agree that the higher priority is the 1032. Like the training can absolutely wait, but the thing is, like your superior is telling you to do something else. You have to listen to the superior, even if they're wrong. Then you could like bring it up to their higher up later on and be like, "Hey, I feel like they didn't prioritize this right." But you still have to listen to the supervisor. Yeah, for sure. Okay, okay. You next, Nikki. You're good.
a little mix. I like to be active, go out in the community, you know, do the like police work, and I also like to do trainings and helping out in the PD. Depends on what day it is, you know. Some days I just want to chill. Some days I just want to go out and how can I put it without sounding evil? Go into shots fired calls. So I would, if I'm the only officer there at that moment, I would let another officer handle it since there's, to be honest with you, some bias there and it's a family member. So I would just have another officer handle it so they're not in that perspective that I see it as. You know what I mean? So again, I feel like everyone should be held accountable, but if it's a family member, you know, it could be a little hard. So I would let another officer handle it so there's no, you know. See now, yeah, I would let another person handle it though.
Um, yeah. So let's say another scenario. Ready?
Yep.
You're at the HB. You're placing somebody under arrest, and adjacent to you, their gang member friend is there. He's screaming insults at you. He's telling you that you are corrupt. He's letting you know that he's body camming you and he's going to put a green ticket on you. But he's also obeying every command that you give him. What do you do?
At that point, technically, he would be interfering with my arrest. So therefore, if I told him multiple times to stop and he's listening to it, obeying. Yep. If that's the case, um, I would. I really can't do nothing about it. He has the right to make green tickets, as long as I have my body cam on and know the reason why I'm making the arrest. So I really, if he's just calling me corrupt and telling me he's gonna make a green ticket on him, well, hey, that's his, choice and opinion. But the guy I'm arresting is still going to jail. So
Yeah, good answer.
yeah,
Yeah, they be doing that a lot. They be doing that a lot. You just got to keep doing what you're doing. So good answer. All right, another scenario. You are doing a traffic stop. You gave him the 1011 to dispatch. You told him you're at a traffic stop. You gave him the location. The suspect obeyed your command. He pulled over. He turned his engine off. He put his hazards on and he put his hands on the wheel. Everything's good. You step out of your vehicle. You begin approaching the
Hey,
suspect.
Carmen.
And then also, the suspect steps out of their vehicle. They have a weapon in their hand. They're not aiming at you, but they do have a weapon in their hand. How are you responding?
Yep, so I would tell him to put that weapon away and get back into the vehicle. I would give them at least 3 warnings, and if they are not wanting to follow orders, then I would bring them in on that charge, which would be a 3.2? 3.1, my bad, yes. Yes. No, hold on, I gotta look at I have it printed out.
You're good. You're good. So yeah, that's a good answer. A lot of times with this, you're already familiar with the game mechanics.
Yes, 3.2.
When people get into their vehicle holding a weapon, they step out of it holding their weapon. So the guy probably forgot that he had his weapon out in the first place. So that's a good answer. You just give him some verbal warnings, do your little macros. Don't immediately execute him. That's good. All right, Nikki.
No, you're good. Well, I won't say nothing to that player. Maybe I'll tell him just watch what he's saying. But it is against game rules, I will first send it over to the chief because the chief has connections with admin.